With One Piece going on break for an entire month, I know, sad times, and 1053 just being absolutely explosive, I think we missed a lot of things. Major things, major setups, major speculation, major theory crafting. And so in this video, I am going to propose 10 major things that we should probably think about. Now, let's play a game. If none of these things speak to you, you're like, oh my gosh, Braga, why are you bringing that up? That doesn't matter. Then you don't have to like or subscribe. But if something that I mentioned intrigues you, even a little bit, you gotta like and you gotta subscribe. All right? Deal? Cool. Anyway, we're not gonna waste any more time. The first thing I want to talk about is how Luffy is morphing into Gold Roger. Now you're like, what the hell are you talking about, Braga? Well, first thing, at the beginning of the chapter, we see the Gorosei and they're talking about a photo. And the photo they're referencing is Monkey D. Luffy's photo. But they also said, we told you to remove the D. Now, this was misconstrued a bit, even by myself, thinking there could be another person they're talking about. There's another D that exists that they don't want us to know about. No, the person they're talking about is Luffy, because they mentioned the photo, then they mentioned the printer, then they mentioned the D, then they mentioned Grenica, who is the person that took the picture, CP0. Then also for continuity purposes, Big News mentions a mystifying appearance. They're 100% talking about Luffy, but in this context, they're trying to remove the D from Luffy's name. Now for Gold Roger, he mentioned the same thing. His name was Gold D. Roger, but they only call them Gold Roger. In some way, they retracted the D. Why is this significant? Why does this matter? Well, one, this exposes just how stupid the Gorosei can be, because if the D is going to be retracted at any point, then why even have it on bounties? Even if they have a D in their name, don't put it on the bounty. That simple. But I find it really intriguing that Oda is using this moment to show that Luffy has come such a long way that the world government, the Gorosei, they're starting to treat him like how they did Gold D. Roger. It is fascinating. Next one, number 2, Sabo could be in some real trouble. For you guys who missed it, Sabo is actually in the chapter, not physically moving around or talking or nothing. He's on the side of a building. Now there are 3 possibilities. 1, this is the town of the revolutionaries, because we see the flag, and so this is just homage to Sabo. Much ado about nothing, maybe. Secondly, Sabo is missing. They're trying to locate Sabo, and so they're putting up posters all around saying, hey, if you see this guy, contact us. 3, this is an execution announcement. The world government has announced a public execution of Sabo, and that's why he's plastered all over, maybe to bait Monkey D. Luffy, maybe to bait Dragon. But either way, something major is going on with Sabo, or has gone on with Sabo. We presume it has something to do with Vivi, but we'll talk about Alabasta in a bit. 3, the bounties of Luffy, Law, and Kid. It makes sense for the politics of the story. I agree, guys. Luffy should have a much higher bounty. He came into Wano with 1.5 bill, and both Law and Kid, their bounty increase was higher than Blackbeard's, to put things in perspective. But why does it make sense? Braga, why are you okay with this? Because there are tons of people mad saying there's no way these guys deserve this. Well, the reason why I don't mind this, and it's actually ingenious, is because of the agenda and politics of the world government. Luffy's a threat. They're trying to suppress his D initial, they're trying to suppress his appearance, and of course they're going to try to suppress his bounty. You may ask the question, well, Braga, if you're trying to suppress his bounty, just leave it where it is. Or give him 2 bill. So Big Mom and Kaido fall, and that's news that they cannot keep away from Big News. How do you justify the person who came into Wano, right, with a higher bounty than everyone else, not getting the same increase? Let's say they gave Kid and Law both an increase to 3 bill, and Luffy got to 2 bill. People are gonna be like, hold on a second, what's going on here? For them, they cannot suppress everything. The word is out. Big Mom and Kaido were defeated. Okay, so now we have a decision to make. Luffy, obviously coming into it, was the leader, the main person spearheading this thing. It was confirmed in alliance. Let us give them all the same bounty, because in that way we acknowledge that something major happened, but we're still suppressing it a bit, which in the grand scheme of things, you could say it still doesn't make sense. But I don't think ever putting a D initial on a bounty, if you're gonna start to take it away if they become too notorious, ever makes sense. In the grand scheme of things, for politics' sake, I don't mind it. 4, Sukiyaki will teach Momonosuke how to read the poneglyphs, and so does that make our girl expendable? Yes, our boy Kozuki Sukiyaki is back in the story. A lot of people felt like this was the case, but now he's here. What is his purpose? Now he's back in the story. He is the only person other than Nico Robin that we know for a fact can read and also write on a poneglyph. Why is this significant? Well, Nico Robin has been the subject of many talks and kidnappings, and I fear Nico Robin could have just become expendable. Now, I don't think Nico Robin dies right now, but I do think it's something we can float around because Momonosuke will learn how to read the poneglyphs. He will learn how to write on the poneglyph. Nico Robin probably should be kidnapped, and probably will be, but with this introduction of Sukiyaki, he is 100% training or teaching Momonosuke how to not only translate but also write on said poneglyphs. Great stuff, actually. 5. Pluton might bring Blackbeard to Wano. You're like, wait, what? Pluton bringing Blackbeard to Wano? Well, guys, something that's really clear here is that Blackbeard is on the move. We're not sure where he's headed. All we know is that he's going to use something the world government will not. Now, why we're jumping to Blackbeard going to Wano is for several reasons. The main reason is, well, something major happened in Alabasta. A major event, and a timeline of events seems to match up, which ties into Vivi, which ties into the Great Cleansing, which ties into Imu. And one could assume that everything, the major event involves Sabo, Vivi, and the world government because they were trying to erase something, extinguish this light, and Vivi probably could have been that light. Remember, we don't know exactly who the two sovereigns are that the Sea Kings talked about. Vivi could be one of these sovereigns. And so therefore the light that was extinguished or was planned to be extinguished could have been Vivi, but Sabo took her away and then Blackbeard made his move. Now, the only issue is how Blackbeard would translate the poneglyphs. How would he know once he went to Alabasta what the poneglyphs are saying as far as the ancient weapons being in Wano? But Blackbeard has a way to know things. How did he know to eat this devil fruit? How did he know it was even possible to eat 2 devil fruits? Shiryu confirmed that Blackbeard had a theory or had an idea, and this was his plan all along. He said, hey, if this doesn't work, do we split up? Blackbeard knew something. Maybe he knows another way to translate the poneglyphs. Maybe he doesn't need Robin or even Sukiyaki. But either way, I think this could present an interesting dynamic and how Oda could wrap up the story even quicker if instead of us going to Blackbeard and Shanks, they actually come to us. Number 6, Green Bull, is Oda actually making a statement? Yes, the Yonko fanboys are in the mud. They are trying to find every which way possible to justify what's going on. And guys, I'm sorry, but you're not getting out of this one. This isn't even about the Yonko, which is the funny part. The Yonko is still superior to the Admirals, and I've said that time and time again. My argument has always been that the Yonko are not that far off from the Admirals, and to put the Commanders in the same breath as the Admirals, I felt like that was disrespectful. Now, we have to acknowledge a few things. King and Queen are not 100%. However, they're not 5%, 10%, 15%. They are ancient zones. It has been 7 days. Brago, they lost. Look how long Luffy and Zoro are knocked out and they won. Luffy died. Zoro went to hell. Queen got kicked by Sanji and King got his wing cut off. Yes, they should be out for a couple days, but with these zone abilities, they should make a full recovery. Now to the Udon thing about the Sea Stone Cuffs and the possibility of Babanuki being the person who was over Udon. We didn't see any Sea Stone Cuffs. Oda does not shy away from caveats. Oda is the #1 author when it comes to caveats and interactions, or rather altercations. He will throw in a caveat for every single thing. Law and Virgo didn't have his heart. Katakuri and Luffy, Flampe interrupted. Zoro and Arlong, Zoro was hurt. Rayleigh and Kizaru, Rayleigh is old. Kizaru doesn't want to destroy everything. Whitebeard and Akainu, Whitebeard was old. Caveats are just a part of what Oda does. Oda uses these things to skate around these altercations. There are no caveats necessarily here. Yes, King and Queen were weakened, they're already defeated, and they could have possibly been handcuffed in Udon. But again, why would Oda not show the cuffs? And then why would Green Bull be telling them to settle down if they had cuffs on? And then also, why would they challenge an admiral if they had cuffs on? The lengths we're jumping to, you know what, let me try what you guys do. Let me get on my pogo stick. This is Queen's territory. Queen is a master inventor. How do we know Queen has not already taken over Udon and already gotten out of these cuffs? Because he had a key hidden somewhere, a key inside of his body for this specific thing. And again, these are the former prisoner minds, not current. We have no idea what was going on over there. However, the conclusion is Green Bull is trash. He's beating on people who have Sea Stone Cuffs on, even though we don't see any, which is not my argument. Which you guys could be correct. Even if they have Sea Stone Cuffs on, Oda is making a statement. Not only about just Green Bull and Admirals being stronger than commanders, the average commander, but also Green Bull's personality and his character. I don't think it's either or, I think it's both. And honestly, I think people are going too far, maybe myself, with Green Bull and his strength, but come on, you guys have to understand just what the Admirals have gone through. But I do think it's a statement about his character, and also Admirals are pretty strong. So yes, you guys could be correct about they could have cuffs on, but I could be correct that they already took over Udon because that's Queen's territory. He's a master inventor. Queen could literally split his body apart heart, even if he has sea stone cuffs on, that could hold a cyborg? Interesting. Oda's making a statement with this character. Next, number 7. Kid, Luffy, and Law will forever be tethered, but this Kid versus Luffy thing is a gag. The supernova and their growth and their ascension and them essentially being at the same bounty after all that's transpired is just poetic. From the auction house to where we are now, we saw those three not only talking about meeting in a new world, but to meet in Wano and to be the 3 people to take down 2 Yonko. Fantastic. I think even towards the final war, Kid and Law will be, albeit reluctantly, fighting side by side with Luffy against the world government. Again, Kid challenging Luffy, 100% a meme at this point, but either way, it's gonna be fun to see for time to come. Number 8, Shanks' plan is in full motion. The new film that's coming up, I think, is gonna reveal a lot about Shanks' motives and how he views the world. Shanks already said in the previews that the world isn't fair. And so, are you the great equalizer, Shanks? Do you go around trying to make things balanced for not only the world, but for everyone else? Did you go to the world government to tell them about Buggy, to create an ecosystem in which you're connected to every Yonko except for Blackbeard? Because at this point, if Shanks allied with Luffy and allied with Buggy, that could pose a problem for the Blackbeard pirates, no? But I think this is 100% a part of his plan. I 100% believe now that Shanks went to the world government to talk to them about Buggy. I know in hindsight, how hyped that moment was for it to be about Buggy could take away some of its luster, but either way, we love Buggy over here, okay? Number 9, speaking of Buggy, his major come up, I think, involves the warlords. I mentioned Shanks, right? I think Shanks has a lot to do with it, but I think Buggy managed to monopolize the warlords under his flag. Now, not all of them, but Buggy, the last time we saw him, he was trying to skedaddle out of where he was. What if Buggy somehow convinced these guys that, hey, I can get Mihawk to work with me, under me even, I already have this grand fleet, and I can also get Weevil to work under me. I knew his pops a little bit. What if that was the case? What if this is the reason why Buggy is now a Yonko? Mihawk and Weevil being under him? Insanity. Now, for the other warlord in Boa Hancock, I don't expect great things for her, but I don't know, there's a chance there. Either way, Buggy could legitimately have warlords working for him. And of course, they're obviously way stronger, but come on, man, it's Buggy. Number 10. Now, the final thing, and number 10 may be a bit vague, but the world is a mess. Greenville saying that resonated with me. The world being a mess because of where we came off of. The last time we found out about the world government was making a major breakthrough. They were rounding up the warlords and they were about to roll out the brand new SSG. So where's the mess? Well, obviously the Reverie, Alabasta, and I think some other things happened probably with Mihawk, but what else? Why are things a mess? I think some major ramifications happened due to Blackbeard. If Oda revealed that something happened to Aokiji, would not be surprised, but Vivi, Sabo, Blackbeard, Shanks, Mihawk, Boa Hancock, the SSG, Kobe, Fujitora. Something really, really bad happened to the point that the world government, they are reeling. And so whenever we go back to the rest of the world, it is going to be nuts. But guys, those are my 10 major things from the chapter we should probably care about, okay? Leave your thoughts. What do you think about these 10 things? Do you have anything to add? And also, did I intrigue you at least a little bit? If I did, hey, remember to bet. You gotta like and subscribe, okay? But also follow me on Twitter at BroggerDAce. Follow me on Instagram at broggerD.ace. Thank you to my patrons. I appreciate you guys all so much. Again, guys, be sure to like and subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Okay, I start doubting me, I felt lost.